bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Well, looks like we're at the end of the trail.
Chief Thundercloud.
Speak, Tenanda.
I have been sent to the Senecoy Reservation to search for horses belonging to the King Ranch. Have I your permission, Great Chief?
No. If brand of King's Crown is found, my braves will return the horses.
No.
Who's the white man on Senecoy land?
I do not know.
Chief, huh? I just caught a wild buck of yours burning down my fence.
He's my son, and this land belongs to my people.
You're way out of date, Chief. The government gave me this land.
Tenanda speaks for the white man, and the Senecoy.
You're trespassing on a Senecoy reservation.
Reservation? We'll find out whose land this is. At ease. Now, let's see. Saw off about a foot of you, and I say that you were Tag Oakley.
That's right. Diablo sure was proud to have a real rough rider. And we have a picture of you standing with Teddy Roosevelt on San Juan Hill. Gosh, you should have heard Annie going around town saying, "See, I told you so."
How is that?
Just fine.
I guess she's got herself married now with a big family, huh?
No, there's just me. Of course, Lofty Craig would like to be part of the family.
Well, that still gives me a little hope. Will you put a word in for me, Tag?
I'm sorry, Quint, but I gotta stay neutral. Say, come on in and see Annie.
Well, let's do it.
Look who's here, Annie.
Quint Kelly. Oh.
Annie. Oh, what do you know?
Hail our conquering hero, Lofty. Lofty Craig, meet Quint Kelly.
Welcome home, Captain.
Oh, I'm glad to be here, Sheriff.
Oh, hold on, Quint. That sheriff's like my calling you a general. I'm a deputy. Annie and I are just taking care of the office for a while.
You and little pigtails? Oh. Say, I do remember something about you practicing with a gun. Oh, looks like I better behave myself.
Why didn't you say you were coming home, Quint, and give the town band a chance to dress up and play Yankee Doodle?
Oh, I already got a reception from the Indians. What's this about Green Valley being a reservation?
Yeah, that's right, Quint. The Senecoy Strip. The government gave Chief Thundercloud his choice of a reservation in return for his promise of peace with the settlers.
But the government gave me a whole section of that land in Green Valley. That was part of a deal for enlisting. You know, Annie, how we used to think that was the prettiest place in the country?
You'll get a square deal, Quint. You know that.
Annie, the only thing that keeps a soldier going is thinking about what's waiting for him back home.
Bully! I
Thank you, Colonel.
Tag, what in the world are you doing?
I'm Quint's commander, Annie. Teddy Roosevelt. I saw a play actor do it. I guess we're just old stay-at-homes. Huh, Lofty?
Yeah, Tag. I guess you're right.
We found a soldier fighting with Desert Wind. I thought the Indians would kill him.
Too bad they didn't.
You've had trouble with the soldier?
My troubles with the Indians and getting that land back.
Hey, aren't you Quint Kelly?
Yes, sir.
Sam King, Quint. You and I plan to be neighbors one day.
Oh, sure, Mr. King. Say, I sure remember your ranch. It's quite a place.
Unfortunately, on what they call the Senecoy Strip. Not much left of it.
Yeah, I know.
Only the corrals where the Indians run wild horses. How'd you make out, Quint?
Well, I guess I'm a loser, too, Mr. King. Well, I left a pack horse on the reservation. If we don't have to start an Indian war to get it back. Bye, Mr. King.
Just let anything happen to a Rough Rider. Santa Claus will have Teddy Roosevelt himself chasing him out of the country.
Look, don't worry, I'm leaving.
Desert Wind did not want to fight with white man.
Yeah, I know. It's all my fault. I didn't know this land had been made a reservation.
Thundercloud asked that fences be burned so the wild ponies can get to water.
Desert Wind has no gun. You cannot kill the white man.
Leave that job to the Indians.
So live in good health. You got the garden spot of the country.
Indians kill white men. White men kill Indians. And the cavalry moves in and chases the Indians off the reservation. Come on.
Well, if Quint still feels hot-headed, Lofty, this ought to cool him off. The government recognizes his claim in the Senecoy Strip, and they're going to buy the land from him.
Quinn will have enough money to buy about any piece of land he wants. That's a right fine government we got, Annie.
Yeah. Right fine, Lofty.
He's quite a guy, huh, Annie? Cavalry officer, war hero and all that.
Mm-hmm. The Army did just what we hoped it would for him. He wasn't really bad, Lofty, just hot-headed and always in trouble. Because of doing things before thinking them out.
You seem pretty fond of him.
Yes, I am, Lofty. Lofty.
Annie, what do you think of this? Quint rode out to the reservation to get his pack horse, and a couple of the Senecoy just left it outside of town.
Maybe the Army hasn't changed him after all.
I don't know, Lofty. Tag, you stay here.
Oh, Annie.
Listen, somebody's got to be here to take care of the office, and you're it. Lofty, look.
Do not touch the arrow of my brother, Desert Wind. Mine you can take, but I can shoot another.
What does the air on the ground mean, Red Pony?
It was here that Desert Wind last felt the warmth of the sun, and his friends were warned by the sound of his voice. And that is where the man stood with a gun that blazed.
What does this man look like, Red Pony? Did he wear a uniform?
Red Pony will say no more.
Well, Lofty, if Quent's alive, Thundercloud would have taken him to the Senecoy camp to decide his punishment.
The Red Pony and I saw Desert Wind and the white man fight with fists. Then he came back to kill with his gun.
You saw the shooting, Thundercloud?
No, but I heard the shots. Then I saw this gun in his hand as he stood over Desert Wind.
That isn't the gun that killed Desert Wind. Annie, that shot came from over my shoulder. I think there were 2 men. I fired at them.
Red Pony and I saw only one man enter the reservation.
You haven't got a fence around this place.
There would have to be some motive for him to kill Desert Wind.
Lofty, I gave them the motive. But I still say that a staked-out claim belongs to me.
When? You're not doing yourself any good.
But I didn't say I'd murder for it.
Thundercloud, I share your sorrow. But it's up to a judge and jury to decide the guilt and punishment. Lofty, we'll take Captain Kelly back to Diablo with us as our prisoner.
No. He is my prisoner, and the revenge shall be mine.
You have my promise, Thundercloud. He'll be tried exactly as though a white man were murdered. And you'll be there to make the charges and hear the verdict.
I will give the verdict now. He will die at my feet with the same gun that killed Desert Wind.
There's a law. Says a man has a right to a trial by his own people. I'm going by that law, just like any other.
I'll take the prisoner, Annie. Get our horses, Quint.
No, Red Pony. They have firearms, we do not. But it will take more than the skill of your gun to save the white man from the Seneca.
Here's your gun, Quint. Annie, we've been a lot further away from Diablo. I never felt this far away before. We better keep riding, Annie. That thundercloud getting the whole tribe on our necks.
Annie, there's no sense of you folks getting in any deeper. I'm the one they want. Got a good force on me. I could probably outrun them.
We're staying together, Quint. And I want your promise not to try to escape, even if we do get off the reservation.
Then you think I'm guilty?
I made a promise to Chief Thundercloud. Seemed fair all the way around, and I intend to keep it.
Annie. Thundercloud's playing cat and mouse with us. As long as we're in the open, he'll stay away from our guns and figure on an ambush when we hit rough country.
Well, Lofty, it'll soon be dark. And that'll put the odds in Thundercloud's favor.
Yeah. I'll look around. We'll have a better chance inside 4 walls.
You know, Annie, I used to think the King Ranch was about the prettiest place I'd ever seen. Now look at it since the Indians got a hold of it.
Some Indian ponies in the corral. That seems to be all.
Well, we'd better stay in the barn. Thundercloud will grab our horses if he gets a chance, and that'll finish us.
Now look at these. Just a couple of fancy horseshoes. That's all that's left of the King's Ranch.
You think Sam King got a bad deal?
Why shouldn't I?
Well, it all depends on how you look at it. What about the homesteaders? The king chased off the land and then used hired guns to protect his fences. And don't forget that the Seneca were here before the homesteaders. And men like King were wrong when they said that the Indians should be chased back to the barren land.
What about the government granting me the land first?
Here, read this.
government is granting me a square deal. They're paying me for the land.
That's right, Clint.
It's a frisky Indian, Pony Annie. Between here and the border of the reservation, there's nothing but rough country. Thundercloud can track us down and close in before we have a chance.
Maybe we can get him to follow the wrong horses. Hey, there's a chance, Lofty. Wait till I get Quint to help us herd some ponies into the barn. Now to put our shoes on the Indian ponies.
What's the matter with our horses, eh?
Nothing. Except they're liable to get sore feet running barefoot from here to Diablo. Let's be sure and ride with the pack until we reach the underbrush.
Oakley hopes the wild horses will cover their tracks. But you will find out, Thundercloud cannot be fooled. Print of the horseshoes say they go this way.
Come on, before Thundercloud doubles back on our trail.
Thundercloud, look!
Annie Oakley has made the stupid jackal of Thundercloud.
You will not like the message of my words, Chief Thundercloud.
Speak, Donanda.
The settlers laugh at the way Chief Thundercloud was outfoxed by Annie Oakley. And the murderer of Desert Wind is to be turned free.
So the white woman speaks with a twisted tongue. Thundercloud will avenge the death of his son.
Gosh, Quint, you just can't be guilty. Yet, I was figuring like I was the jury and didn't know ya. You had a fight with Desert Wind, then you went back.
And I claim he was shot by a man I really can't identify. A man I didn't even see. The story doesn't sound very good, does it?
No, it doesn't. Lofty and I are going to take a look around the reservation, Quint. Maybe we can find something that'll help your case.
Good work, Donanda. Looks like they really set a fire on the Thundercloud.
Fernanda! The Seneca sent a message in symbols. Can you read it?
Chief Thundercloud wants the man who killed Desert Wind. Or with each son, he will burn the white man's ranches. 1, then 2, then 3, until you surrender the prisoner.
Well, what are you going to do about it, Ann? Tough break, Quint. I'm on your side. I'll get a couple of Indians before they get you. Send for the cavalry. Have them drive those Senecoy out of here. They're crazy enough to ride into town shooting arrows. They'll burn down ranches.
We'll call the cavalry if it's necessary, Mr. Kane. But don't you take any shooting into your own hands.
Come on, Lofty. We've got until tomorrow to prove Quinn isn't guilty.
They're headed toward the Senecoy Strip.
So, what can I find? What's wrong with you?
That Crown brand hoof print of yours. Annie Oakley, his eyes like the hawk.
Lofty, look.
Yeah, Annie, it's King's Ranch horse. Only a few days old.
Well, it makes sense, Lofty. Sam King has given up the idea of trying to get the land back legally.
But murder, Annie?
Let's take a look where Quint said the shot was fired.
The man kneeled here to study the prints. They know the horse belonged to you.
That doesn't put me in the saddle. Come on.
They left their horses here. Look, Lofty. The arrows show where Desert Wind was killed and Quint was standing. So if the shot came from over his shoulder, it should be from about in here somewhere.
Hey, Annie! The gun that fired this shell's all we need now. Just like Annie said. He'll be tried for Desert Wind's murder, and you'll hear the verdict.
Hurry up, Lofty. Come on, Quint, you're free.
Wait till I finish writing this letter, Tag.
Who's so important you're writing to?
Tag, that's rude.
All right, go ahead and read it, Tag.
Dear Colonel Teddy. Hey, Annie, he's writing to Teddy Roosevelt. I sure hope you keep your promise to come farther west than North Dakota real soon. I want you to meet a young lady we sure could have used on San Juan Hill. That's you, Annie.
Come on, out with you before I start charging rent.
Wait a minute. There's more. But don't start thinking I have ideas of getting married, because there's a deputy here in Diablo I personally wish had got sunk with the Maine. That's you, Lofty.